Hi, I'm Bruce, and I'd like to talk about some of the modifications I've made on my Hunter 170. Here we go. One of the ones that I did early on was this sunshade. Really easy to put together. I use marine grade vinyl. It's proven to be very durable. It's attached here at the stays with these little snaps. They go on quick, come off quick. Here at the middle, I'll get a close-up of those in a second. These are just tent poles I got from Academy. All right, put in the grommets myself. The tent poles are mounted into pieces of PEX plumbing tubing and just held in place with zip ties. That's where I've done all of those connections. You go around, it goes on very easy. I've got these cords that go down to the cleats, and I've left a little line at the top so I can tighten them up if I want. You can't sail with this thing in place. It becomes a sail in its own right. So yeah, it's great for anchoring, great for working on your boat, but not for being on there when you're sailing. One of my most recent mods is this telescoping swim ladder, which I love dearly. It's great. Comes off just like that, down into the water or down off the back of the boat. If you're not over 150 pounds, you can go ahead and board the boat and just come on here. Oh yeah, this is a kickboard that I cut some slots in so it would go over the hardware. So this is where my knees hit, and also you come up here and you can sit here without this cutting into your legs. So love this little mod. Something that I did early on was get a bunch of these mesh pockets from organizedob.com, and of course I keep my gloves, bungee cords, various and sundry things. A great place for your empties to go. I've just put them here and there and up at the front and even up in the cubby there. They're just super handy. I've got one here that catches some extra rope, helps keep things organized on the deck of the boat. I made these drink coolers out of thin PVC pipe that's intended for landscape drainage, and just cut it and, you know, kind of cobble it all together, cut these holes in it. They hang on these screws, so when you don't need them, you don't have anything sticking out. When you do need them, which is most of the time for me, they go on easily. I put screws at various and sundry locations around the boat, like here back at the back, so I'll have a place to set my drinks when I'm swimming around the boat. Just a real nice mod, makes the boat more enjoyable. Okay, up here at the front, I've used some bright side paint, and I found that stuff is pretty durable and sheds dirt pretty well, except for where I put the anti-skid material. Now, I'm hoping that a few subsequent coats of paint will make this so it doesn't catch so much dirt, but we'll have to see. This is one of the first mods that I did to the boat, and this is one that really the boat should be standard with. It's cubby for anchor storage, cooler storage, what have you. Cut it from a couple of pieces of plastic. I will display the website here at the bottom of the screen. Put a little slam latch on it, cut some slots for the ropes to go. And so there we are. Some stowage, won't come open if the boat capsizes, and it's super handy to put things that you don't want to go anywhere. Top of that sunshade. Now I've also added this winch, because I wasn't able to muster strength to really get that main sheet, get the mainsail tight, get the main halyard tight enough to really pull the wrinkles out of the main. This is something I just happened to have sitting on a shelf. It was actually belonged to my father, and it was a curio he collected. Good luck finding a winch this small, but if you can, definitely recommend it. I had to cut this piece of plastic here myself to make it fit the contours of the mast, but it's been a boon. I really have enjoyed using it. Now, something that I talk about in another video is the need to have some sort of system to lock your tiller in place when you're moving about the boat, raising the mainsail, unfurling and furling the jib, that sort of thing. What I've done here is I've connected a couple of bungee cords, which I've modified so that they're just the right length and they're both an equal length, so it holds the tiller pretty much in the middle of the boat. Now, this can be moved one way or the other while I'm sailing. Let me unhitch this, but first, talk about what I've done with my hiking stick here. I have a T-handle at the end of it, which I wedge in between my cushion and the gunnel of the boat. And that, I can actually lock the tiller in place so it stays exactly where I want it to be. If I want it to veer off to one side or another, I'll just move it forward or back and wedge it in place. It's kludgy, but it works really well. When I'm not using the hiking stick, it clamps in this piece of white PEX plumbing right here. Now, the neat thing about this bungee cord system is I can move the tiller pretty extremely one way or the other. So a lot of times it will be on there the entire sail. And if the wind's gentle, I don't need anything but these bungee cords to hold the boat on course while I move about the boat. Now, when we get, stiffer breeze up above 8 to 10 miles an hour, that's where this little trick here with this T-bar wedged in between the cushions and the edge of the boat come in. So this is a mod I definitely recommend. Makes single handing not only possible, but much easier. So there we are. One of the things I've done here in my boat maintenance area is gotten one of these little plastic sheds. Can't remember if it's Home Depot or Lowe's, but anyway, one of the big box stores. And of course I use it to keep all my boat gear. It's right here by the boat, nice and handy. Life vests, all the paraphernalia you need for sailing. Very handy, relatively inexpensive. I think I paid $150 for it. Went together real easy. I added this lock to it, of course, because this little lug arrangement down here wasn't going to really provide any security. Anyway, very handy, nice thing to have in the area where you keep and maintain your boat.